My next guest is coming off a big win over Dennis Buzukja, UFC Fight Night, August 5th in Nashville. He got it done. It is Sean Woodson back here on the program. Sean, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Good to be on the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Not as good as you, though, man. What a win that was. I know you hadn't fought in close to a year. You had all the injuries and stuff. Just how good did it feel to get in the win column after, having an opponent switch up and everything you had to go through just to get this fight?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, first off, I didn't really have many injuries. I was injured, early right after my last fight, but I was trying to get booked for like 7-8 months after that. But yeah,
really? Okay.
yeah. So yeah, it wasn't injuries that kept me out too long. But yeah, it felt really good to get back in there and get back to action and get back to doing what I love.
How much of an adjustment was it, going from the opponent you had to Dennis? Was it much of an adjustment?
Man, that was crazy, dude. I don't think has anybody ever went through 4 opponents for one card. Like, that was crazy, man. The adjustment. So, at first I was scheduled to fight Garcia, and then about 3 weeks after that, he pulled out, and then it was Jesse Butler. And then about a week and a half out from the fight, it switched to Marion Santos. And, when Garcia pulled out, I shifted and made some adjustments to prepare for Butler because, Garcia was a, heavy striker and Butler is more of a grappler. And, yeah, so I was game planning and, getting ready for him. And then he pulled out. And then I had about a week and a half when I got Santos. And then I started game planning for him. Then fight week, when I arrived to Nashville and I was at the hotel lobby that's checking into my hotel, I get a text and Santos was out. So at that point I was like, there was no point in game planning then. It was just, I'm prepared, I'm ready. So whoever they find, I'm more than willing to fight. And then it was a few hours. They were quick on finding me a guy after Santos. A few hours later, I got hit up and it was Dennis Buzukja. And I pulled up some of his fights and rewatched him. I was already familiar with him. He was a guy I already had my eye on because, he's a pretty hot prospect. And, didn't really make, much adjustments. That just got the name, refreshed my memory and watched some film and got after it. Got locked in and focused.
Did it bother you a bit? I don't know if you kind of paid attention to kind of the coverage going into the fight. Obviously, he's a teammate of Aljamain Sterling. There's kind of, some connections there, like people kind of rooting for him, like, hey, he's finally made it to the UFC. Did you feel like there was a bit of a bias going in? I know you were the betting favorite, but I think there were some people kind of rooting for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I was the betting favorite because it was such short notice. But outside of that, like everything I was seeing on Instagram and, all the people talking, everybody had him beating me, I think. Even on short, I think everybody thought that he was going to beat me. That's all I was seeing right away was, about time and took him long enough. And, he was been supposed to be in the UFC, long overdue, world-class fighter for sure. And he comes from a world-class camp, tons of, legendary and great teammates and all that. But, for sure. I definitely felt like that despite him coming in on short notice, people still thought that, he was that much better than me that he was going to beat me.
Yeah. So did that add a bit of fuel to the fire? Because I'm sure, like you said, you saw some of that going in. Did that kind of be like, hey, I'm going to prove some people wrong? Because that's happened to you before. I remember people counting you out in other fights and you went out there and you got it done.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that, man. I said this a long time ago. If I could have it my way, I will forever remain the underdog. I love that spot. I love being in that position. I don't like it when I'm the favorite, when I'm expected to, do all these great things and the guy ain't supposed to touch me. And I don't be trying to hear none of that. I want to go into a fight and people be telling me, you don't stand a chance. This dude's going to smash you and this and that. And this fight, I definitely was extra fired up because like I said, even though it was on such short notice, I still felt like people were counting me out and saying that this dude was going to not just beat me, that he was going to, viciously knock me out and just, have his way with me. And it was such a great matchup for him and all that. So yeah, dude, I was locked in and fired up for this one.
Anything surprise you? Again, you didn't have a ton of prep for this opponent going through 4 opponents, but looking back, was there anything maybe you weren't expecting?
For my grappling to feel as good as it did. And I was surprised that, he initiated the grappling at first. If you look, he initiated the clinch and, tried pushing me up against the cage. And I'm pretty sure he was going to try to take me down from there. And yeah, from the moment we locked up, I could feel that, just my grappling was better than his, that I was
Yeah.
stronger. And yeah, my grappling was better than his. And the reason I say was surprised by it was because he comes from a real grappling heavy gym. You know, I know he's in there getting rounds on the daily with guys like Marab and Aljamain. And so, yeah, yeah, I guess, you know, I was surprised by that. You know, I seen a lot of comments, people were saying, you know, like the boxer was wrestling and stuff like that. Like that wasn't planned at all. Like I just adapted on the fly. And when we got in there, and like I said, when we first locked up and clinched up, I just felt that I was going to have some success with grappling.
So you get the win. I mentioned a bit of a layoff coming in. How do you celebrate? Nashville's a great city, by the way. I've been there before. Did you get to enjoy yourself after the fight?
Oh yeah, I mean the same way I always do with some food. You know, I'm the biggest foodie, you know, probably. Yeah, when I first arrived fight week, wherever I'm at, I start scoping the place out.
Smart man, smart. Yeah.
Yeah, scoping out what are they known for? What's the food? And Nashville is known for you know, Nashville hot chicken, but I don't like spicy hot food too much. So
You don't?
I don't like my mouth being all burnt up and
not too burnt up, but you don't like a little spice. Like I can't do like, you know, where like you're having to just chug water, but even like a little kick. No, you don't like that at all?
A little bit. I can do a little bit. When I say a little, I mean a little. But yeah, I like to enjoy my food and not be, you know, sweating and, you know, burning my mouth and stuff. But yeah, so I found out that Hattie B's was supposedly the best chicken there in Nashville. So yeah, me and my team. Well, right after the fight, my lovely girlfriend and my coaches, ladies, they went off, and because Hattie B's line was crazy, we're wrapping around the block. So I won my fight and before we even left the venue, the girls left out and went to Hattie B's and was standing in line for like an hour.
Wow.
Met us back at the hotel, and yeah, me and my team, we feasted up in the room and yeah, ate some Hattie B's chicken. And then right after that, we went downtown to Nashville to scope out some dessert and get a few souvenirs and go people watching and watch all the drunk people frolic around and act crazy. And yeah, it was a good time.
Good, man. Glad you got to enjoy yourself. So yeah, we mentioned it there. Obviously, you've been trying to get a fight. You finally get this one. It all goes well. I imagine you want to fight again this year. Like, when are you looking to get back in there?
Yeah, that's something me and my manager, we talked about right after the fight. It was, you know, getting more active, and he was saying that he think he can make it happen. And I believe we're trying to get something for November, as early as November, December. I don't want to push it past that. I really like to get another one in before the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's that UFC card in New York. I'm assuming that would be kind of cool to be on that card. That's John Jones's, potentially his last fight.
Yeah, I definitely think it is his last fight. Smart man. I think he's gonna beat Stipe and ride off into the sunset, man.
I think so too. All these people that think he's gonna fight Pavlovich, like, why would he do that? Like, I mean, he probably would win that fight, but just why even risk it for a guy that's not even that, like, he doesn't come with the name value. With Stipe, I can understand it. He's older. He's considered the best heavyweight of all time. I can understand him fighting him, but Pavlovich or Aspinall or any of these guys, I just don't see the appeal there.
Yeah, and you know, it doesn't come from he's scared or he's worried about them.
No, yeah, I know.
Like you said, I think he could beat anybody up there right now. But yeah, it's a smart move for him to just fight Stipe and ride off into the sunset for sure. I seen Chael said that he got offered Sergey and he accepted it, supposedly, or something like that. But yeah, I don't think John Jones. Yeah, he ain't scared to fight nobody. He's gonna fight Stipe and ride off to the sunset. And yeah, I'm a big John Jones fan. I'd love to get on that card with him. I see November 4th they have a card in Sao Paulo, Brazil, but I doubt they put me on that one. But yeah, that New York card, Madison Square Garden, that would be a dream come true.
Any opponents in mind, or I guess for you, it's just I need a fight. I just want to keep active, right? Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, it really don't matter to me. I'd fight anybody, but I mean, if I'm if I'm thinking about guys that they would potentially match me up with, I know Mike Trezano, he's a New York or New Jersey guy, right? Like, he's up there in that neighborhood.
Did he get released? I was wondering about that because he I think he's I don't know if he's on the roster anymore. I know he's coming off a win, but I feel like he's a free agent. I don't know if he got released or not. But yeah, great fight though, nonetheless. That'd be great.
Yeah. Saw that too. I saw somewhere where they said he got released, but I thought that was kind of weird because he's coming off of a win, and
he's a young guy too. Yeah, it's not like old or anything, right?
So if he's still with the UFC, then yeah, I'd be down for that matchup. It makes sense just because, like I said, he's a guy from that neck of the woods, and I know they like to put guys from around that area on the card. So yeah, I'd be more than willing to fight him. But other than that, yeah, I don't know any other New York featherweights really up there. I called out Melsik a while ago, and I still love that fight. He's coming off of a win.
Okay.
And, we fought some similar guys. We both fought Colin Anglin. We both fought we both love to strike. And yeah, I'd love to fight him.
Back to you. What do you got planned the rest of the week? I see you're enjoying the weather. I'm sure the summers have got to be nice out there in Missouri. What are you getting up to?
It's hot. I'm beating up, sweating right now, but yeah, I'm taking this week off. I'm working with my strength and conditioning coach and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just taking some time, taking like just a week off. And next week I'm going on vacation with my girlfriend actually.
Nice.
So
Where are you guys going?
really, I'm taking 2 weeks off. We're gonna go to Orlando, Florida, and
Oh,
go
cool.
big kids out there and go to Universal Studios and go to the water park out there and eat some good food. I've been holding myself back. Like normally, right after a fight, I'm smashing them all, fixing all my cravings and stuff. But I'm stuck to my diet and I'm saving it all for vacation. So I can't wait to go out there, enjoy some time off, and eat some good food and just have some fun. And when I get back, I'm gonna jump right back into training camp. So yeah, we're going from the 15th to the 20th, and
Nice.
then when I get back, I'm jumping right into camp. So that gives me September, October. That's eight weeks, and I'll be ready to go. Anybody early November.
What's your weight like right now? Like you get up a little bit because you're a big guy, man. I still don't know how you make the weight.
Yeah, so right now I'm still like 165, but
Okay.
usually like a few weeks after the fight I'm in the 170s. I normally walk. I mean, I used to get up in the 180s, but now I don't go no higher than 175. But like I said, since I'm trying to get a quick turnaround in November, I'm hoping actually to have some fight news this week or next week. And yeah, because of that, I'm making sure to keep my weight low. I'm gonna enjoy myself out in Orlando, but I'm not gonna get crazy big because I miss it already, man. I this last one I was more comfortable than ever, more dialed in and focused than ever, and I want to get right back to it.
So what do you do on the vacation? Like if you get the fight booked, I know, I guess you have some time to cut the weight and everything, but like if it's 8 weeks, I know you can make it, but do you try and eat healthy while you're on the vacation, or do you indulge a little bit? Like, cause I'll tell you what I did. Like, so when I cover fight week in Vegas, I like to try and eat decently. I started getting meal prep delivered to the hotel just cause it's easier and I'm not going to overspend. Like if you're going to overspend anyways in Vegas, but I'd rather overspend on like meal prep. So it's actually good for me and I just have to heat it up, you know?
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I normally, whenever I travel, I try to find the closest Whole Foods and I hit there and
Grocery store. Yeah. Good call. Get a rotisserie chicken or something, or, something that's a little bit.
exactly what I'll go for. I'll get one of them organic rotisserie chickens and eat on that for a few days. But I'll be able to enjoy myself good in Orlando. I'm gonna make sure when I fly out there, I'm 165 or less, and then that'll give me about 10 pounds to work with. As long as I don't go over 175, and when I come back home, I'm 175. I'll be good. I can cut from 175 in 8 weeks and do it just right.
There you go. Sean, have a good trip, man. Congrats on the win. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
I mean, the regular people. I still roll with the regular people as always. Woodson Training Center here in St. Louis. My strength and conditioning coach Matt Owen and Project Deliverance. Yeah, those are my guys. And Woodson and Project Deliverance, man, that's my team.